What's the dumbest reason you've heard for a couple getting divorced? Daughter told mommy that daddy touched her. Mommy didn't listen to daddy, explained he never did this and that daughter was being a bitch because daddy didn't buy her some expensive toy. Turns out daughter lied cause daddy didn't buy toy. Mommy divorced daddy, daddy sued, daddy got remarried. Mommy is heartbroken with a broken family, a lying toss of a daughter, and father wants nothing to do with her for she didn't listen to him once. Mommy begged daddy to take her back but he wants nothing to do with the daughter or her. I have heard a couple of divorces where they get a divorce because the husband wants to sleep with other women. It usually ends up with the former wife finding a better man and the former husband being single and not getting laid at all. In each and every one of the cases, everyone could have said beforehand that this is what would happen because the former husband wasn't attractive and the wife was. But I guess some people just are bad mirrors or forget to look in the mirror. I read an article a while back about a couple that got divorced for financial reasons. Basically, they were struggling really bad financially, and if they divorced, they would at least qualify for medical insurance, baby supplies, and food assistance. Getting divorced years, they could ATLAS make the bare minimum to take care of themselves and their 1 or 2 kids. It was a sad story. My buddy is a divorce lawyer for rituals, so I called him just now and asked this question. He said, the wife would not let him breed dogs as a business. And the family said her parents' business was unstable. X200B. People are so weird. My wife could do pretty much anything and I would be okay with it as long as she was happy. She met a convict grifter 30 years younger who became her sugar baby. She proceeds to pour money on him. He gets arrested and breaks his parole, but all of her money went to his commissary. Finally he gets out and they have like a few months together before he ditches her for his meth dealer. A destroyed family over a jerk. Thanks. I knew a guy who got divorced because he and his wife stopped enjoying sex with each other. I asked him if he had talked to her about what she likes and tried doing more foreplay. He said no and was absolutely not willing to do either thing. Basically he expected her to just deal with him going and dry for the rest of their lives. They rooted for different football teams. Granted there was a rapist involved. I believe she said something like I can't believe you keep rooting for the Steelers and hero worship the rapist quarterback. She's a Ravens fan, but I think she was more mad about the rapist part. When I was a kid and I asked my mom why my grandpa and grandma broke up, she said they liked different things. Grandpa liked to watch golf and grandma liked to watch the news. I'm sure she was just dumbing it down for child me but I always thought that was so stupid. The dumbest excuse I ever heard was when my now ex-wife told me we needed to divorce because a palm reader said I wasn't her soulmate. Apparently, the guy she was fucking behind my back for months was her soulmate, and had nothing to do with why we needed to divorce. My half-aunt was wanted for murder in Oregon, so her husband said divorce me, and then they can't make me testify against you so they divorced. And lived together for the next 50 years, in Washington state. No, I know. It doesn't make any sense to me either. My buddy got divorced because his wife decided they made enough money they should be going out to eat 3 times in nice restaurants. She kept throwing a fit at the suggestion that they could stay home and cook something. A couple I was friends with in college got married. A few years later they got divorced. A few years after that they both got sex changes. The joke was they would get remarried. They as of now have not. My auntie divorced because they squeezed toothpaste from different ends. One of them likes to squeeze the tube from the bottom and the other from the top. She remarried and is happy with her second husband. A fucking idiot decided to force his wife get paternity test for their recently born child. This was because the idiot's mom couldn't believe the child would have a different eye color than the dad. I heard of a couple getting divorced in their 80s. When asked why they left it so late, they said, "We didn't want to do it while the children were still alive because it would have upset them." I would assume it is apocryphal, but I once heard a story of a divorce in ancient Greece. The man wanted out because unlike the statues of women all over the place, his wife had body hair. Having to cut off the person you love the most because you're dying and don't want to leave them stuck with crippling debt is probably the dumbest reason I've ever heard of. I once saw a post from a guy that wanted to break up because his GF moaned like Hatsune Miku. I don't know if he actually did but I really hope not. She wouldn't use baby wipes when changing their baby's diaper. Also she didn't mow the lawn and finally, she didn't blow out the candles at night. I'm sure we've all heard it in the US, but a guy divorced his wife so she wouldn't be saddled with all of his medical debt if he passed away. There are no dumb reasons for divorce, only dumb reasons for getting married. Natasha Lyonne and Fred Armisen, she wanted a pool and he refused. They couldn't agree on which way the toilet paper roll should go.